Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. And we are here live in Arlington, Texas. I wish I could say we were here solely covering the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe one day I'll be able to just say that's what I do. But right now, we are here because of our good buddy Stuart Morrison to fulfill a promise that I made to him of making sure that we take care of Mama. And we are headed on over to Plano here in a few minutes. But of course, you know, I can't make a day without talking about my Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys yesterday, Dalton Schultz back on the field with the team after having his protest sit out of the last two practices of OTAs, but here at the mandatory part where the Dallas Cowboys have 100% participation. That's the great thing that you can say about the Cowboys is they're all gym rats that all live in and around the Dallas Prosper area and are all chomping at the bit to get out on the field. So far, what we've actually heard is Tony Pollard is a beast. Tony Pollard will be used more in the slot. Tony Pollard is one of the Cowboys' best weapons, and the Cowboys will be using him in the slot. They'll be using him in the backfield. They'll be using him all over the place. Hell, we might see Wildcat for all we know. But the definite plan is to get more touches for Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott. You know, most people always say, this is the best shape of my life, except for me. I'll be honest with you. This ain't the best shape of my life. I think about what I used to do in college when I was trying to become a decathlete. I could run the cross country trail in 19 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm not going to lie and say it's the best shape of my life. But Dak Prescott is definitely leaner. Dak Prescott has definitely said that this is the best shape of his life, that he is definitely going to be running the football more. Although Dak, funny, curious thing about Dak Prescott is Dak has never been a running quarterback, so to speak. Dak Prescott has always been that guy who runs only when necessary. He's looking to make that big play downfield, a la like Tony Romo, but can take off. Has had 25 or 26 rushing touchdowns in his career, and used to could run you over because he's built kind of like a linebacker. At least he was before he got leaner. But definitely is a year removed from last year's, injury, surgery, rehab, and it's definitely finally got his legs, so to speak, totally up under him. So look for him to be able to do a lot more. I don't think people understand the magnitude of the injuries that he actually went through last year. Um, Between not only coming back from an ankle, and they always say, "Oh, they're back to 100%." Reality is you're not really back. You're back on the field, but your body, from the time training camp starts, is going downhill. You're putting more and more punishment on that body, and eventually, it just doesn't go. Dak didn't start out at 100%. You'll remember he was actually unable to throw in a lot of training camp. So he didn't get a lot of work in the offseason because he wasn't able to run in OTAs with the team. This year we've got a full offseason where he is 100% healthy. He's gotten the other shoulder taken care of. His body is in good shape. He has been working out like crazy and is ready to roll. The other part of that that helps that people aren't taking into consideration is because he was unable to work out last year with the team, there isn't as much cohesion. And here's the thing that people don't seem to understand. CeeDee Lamb got drafted during the first year of COVID. Remember, there were no in-person OTAs. There were it was there were no preseason games. There were no full training camps. The first 10 days of training camp were conditioning, and there was like 14 practices, and now we're playing games. Dak went out, 6 games in, and that was it. That was the only work that CeeDee Lamb and him had. Last offseason, Dak Prescott recovering, Dak Prescott unable to throw in camp. They had not had a chance to really and truly work together until this offseason. And I look for that combination to come much, much better. We look at a guy like Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson had a great season with Dak, but sometimes you could see that Dak and Cedric weren't exactly on the same page. Cedric would go one way, Dak would throw it to the other shoulder, and here it is, Cedric is trying to come back. And I'm not going to say that's Dak, or I'm not going to say that's Cedric, but that's one of those things that when you work together and practice together, you know which shoulder you're supposed to be turning, expecting the football. And those subtleties like that make all the difference in the world. Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert is making a great impressions right now for the Cowboys. Jalen Tolbert ended up getting more kick returns than anybody else, and it's looking like he may be our kick returner. Now, Tony Pollard did get some catches and things in there. We'll see if they use him there, but I'm not sure that they want to risk Tony Pollard on kick returns on a regular basis, realizing that we're going to try and use him a lot in every other aspect of the team. Forgive me, I have yet to have my coffee this morning. Look at that. Battle scar. Yeah. That was from a drill tip going into the finger. That nail's going to come off. At least the good thing was, when I mashed my nail, that it broke through, so the blood came out. Because normally when you mash your finger, you get all the blood underneath it and it really throbs. It's not throbbing this morning. I'm surprised. It doesn't actually hurt that bad. Looks like a bullet went through it, but other than that, it's okay. And I haven't had my coffee yet, and we got to get on over, so I'm there to meet the tile guy. Anyway, Jalen Tolbert is opening some eyes. Now, the interesting thing is, we don't know what we don't know. There will be some guys that we never heard of or didn't think much of, or maybe have been a journeyman player that will step up and play really well for this team. We just don't know who those guys are. You think of Jaron Kearse is the perfect one. When we signed Jaron Kearse, most people are like, okay, another Stephen Jones cheap ass, thing in here. We don't want to win. Well, he's one of the best players on our defense, and he was on the cheap, and he's stuck. So from that standpoint, you got to say, well, actually, maybe they didn't do so bad after all. Malik Hooker, our other starting safety, that guy definitely is going to be a big part too. Another cheap free agent signing that actually looks pretty good. I mean, we all got wooed by the Giants signing guys like, Kyle Rudolph. Oh my God, they got a great tight end. We got nobody. But the amazing thing is Dalton Schultz had almost twice the yardage, I believe over twice the yardage of Kyle Rudolph. Don't think about that kind of stuff, do it. And with them working on trying to get him a longer term deal, that will enable him to get some more cap space. Not that we're using the cap space that we currently have. And the consensus for most fans is we're worried about the linebacking situation, losing Devontae Bold. That we are very, very thin there. And the consensus is, let's see if we can sign Anthony Bell. Barr. Ooh, I need my coffee. Anthony Barr. Whew. So that's what we got this morning. So we got day number 2, practice number 2 today. And we have a lot of work still to do at Stewart's house. I sometimes let my mind get ahead of reality on how much you can do. And sometimes I bite off more than I bargained for. The things we are doing are going to be great, but the amount of work that we're trying to do in a week is crazy. And so this morning I'm bringing in a tile guy and some drywall finishers to help us up. Because if I can get them to do that, then I can focus in on some of the other things, getting the toilets changed, the ceiling fans changed. We're going to be able to do more than what we actually anticipated doing. I think we're going to be able to change the carpet in the house, which has had, if you've ever had a pet that's gotten old and they get sickly and have accidents and things like that, and that's some of the things that have happened here. Um, and so the carpet is beyond being cleanable. So we're trying to make sure that we can get that done too. The bathroom completely renovated and so on. We've got insulation we put in the attic yesterday, so that's out of the way. Although me and Mike have to get up there first thing this morning to uh, finish doing some electrical wiring in there. But yeah, that's where we are. I am. I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I am exhausted, but I'm on a mission. And tonight will be Stewart's memorial service, and so we'll be there from 7 to 10 tonight. I appreciate everybody that's helped, and have people that have reached out to volunteer, and people that have donated. So many good people in the world. It's helped to restore my faith in mankind. And I'm going to try and do better today in keeping up with the news that's going on at the Star. And I appreciate y'all. Make sure you have a great day, and make sure you be careful out there. Peace.